All right, I see a lot of authors ask online, do I really need a website? It's a good question. If you have a strong online presence on social media, do you really need that website platform? I tend to lean towards yes. Part of the reasons why is it gives you a really professional image, lets people know that you're very serious about your work. It creates kind of a central hub that you can drive people to, where they can obtain information about you, and then they can choose how they want to interact with you, right? So they go to your website and you have all of your social links on there. You have a blog, you have an email, maybe you have a sign up for your newsletter. So you get to choose, they get to choose how they want to interact with you. But it's kind of like your catch all, has all of your information available on there. I think that a website is very important. It is also another type of direct engagement, and the fact that, typically if you have like a contact us page where they can email you, it is a direct line of communication where they could reach out and talk to you that way. You can use it as a sales platform if you want to have e-commerce on your site, or if you want to push them maybe to your Amazon author page where it has all of your books there. You can do that. And it helps you can have the SEO benefits, or SEO is search engine optimization, where it can help to improve your visibility online for internet searches. So that can be important in finding new customers to discover you as an author. When you're building your page, I would recommend going out and looking at other authors that maybe are in your genre, to see maybe what they include and things that you like and you don't like, either about the content or the design of the website. There are a lot of platforms out there that you can engage in that have easy website design. You can make it as simple or as complex as you want, depending on how you want to design your site. You could pay somebody to design it for you, but just keep in mind that a website is not something you can just design and put it out there and for it to be static. If you want to have a successful website, if you want to build traffic to that website, it has to be dynamic, meaning that it needs to be reviewed and updated, changed. So Google will kind of crawl your website and collect information off of it. One of the things they're going to collect is, when was the last time that this website was updated? And, if it hasn't been updated in 4 years, Google's going to question whether or not the information on the website is accurate and if anybody's actually paying attention to it. And so it's going to rank you lower in your search engine optimization. So keep that in mind. It's not something that's static. It's another thing that you have to constantly maintain, like your social media accounts. So some of the pages you might want to consider, obviously you need a homepage, you need a landing page, something that definitely has your branding consistent with who you are. It lets people know where they're at, and whose page they're on, welcoming them to your prose, your library of books, if you will. Your about page, you probably want something to have a biography, to talk about your journey of life, your achievements, personal anecdotes, whatever you want to put out there. Make it fun, make it cheeky, but let them know who you are. You're definitely going to want a page out there that highlights your books, what you have out there. If you want to have pictures of your book covers and descriptions, links to where they can buy it, or if it's an e-commerce page, then you'd have the details there where they can buy it. Something you might want to consider is a blog. A blog is a great way to regularly interact with your audience. It's also a great way to make sure that your website is updated on a regular basis, to improve the traffic and the SEO for the page. You can search for on the internet to find out, well, what kind of topics would you want to write about. You can have a newsletter sign up on there to engage with your visitors and collect their information, like we talked about in the previous video. You can list events where you're going to be and book signings, workshops, anything, whether it's in person or virtual, so that they can find you. A media kit, so you can have that for journalists or other bloggers. So it basically is a press release. So if somebody maybe was interested in potentially interviewing you, it would give them a nice overview of who you are and what you have to offer. Like I said, you can have your contact page where they can directly contact you if they have questions, concerns, or how to get in touch with you. Maybe they want to schedule an interview on their podcast or something, and they can get in contact with you that way. Again, you could have your store. Maybe you're selling your books and you have additional merch. I don't really have book merch, but I do have an Etsy page. I do kind of a lot of crafty things because when I do my book events at craft shows, I like to have other things. I typically try to keep them in line with my brand whenever I have crafty things, but I do have an Etsy store, so I might plug the Etsy store on my website. You can have testimonials and reviews. So if somebody has left a review or you've got an editorial review and you want to post that on your website, kind of accolades or testimonials from readers or critics, you can put that on there if people want to know more about it. Make sure that you're strengthening your content by regular updates. You also want to have a mix of multimedia content. You can include videos, podcasts, audio readings. Make sure that it's rich and diverse. Make sure that you have good photos. Offer exclusive content. And make sure that you have interactivity. So you could have polls and surveys, comment section, etc., where they can engage. And again, you're going to want to do research if you're serious about the search engine optimization. You'll want to do research on SEO and understand how that works. It is very critical to increasing the traffic on your site. So you'll want to research keywords to make sure that you're using keywords in your site so that potential readers can find you. Making sure, again, I talked about quality over quantity for your content. You want to post often, but you don't want to post garbage. So it needs to be quality content. So your search engine will rank you better. On-page SEO, make sure that you optimize each page with relevant keywords, with titles, with headings, your metadata and your meta descriptions of the content, helping to make sure that you have a speedy mobile site as well. I've mentioned before internal linking, so making sure, like, if I'm doing this blog post and it's relative, or I mentioned something else that I blogged about maybe in the past, I want to go back and I want to find that article and link it in the new article, so I'm linking things up. Or maybe I'm talking about a specific writing process and maybe a certain book is brought up in the conversation, and I can actually link, to that book on my page so that people can read that description there. Or you can do external links and I can send them directly to my Amazon page to purchase the book. Backlinks are hard to obtain, but it's something that you can work on. So it has to be from reputable sites within your niche. You can do this by being maybe a guest blogger, by doing interviews or collaborations where you can get other people to share links to your site. And that creates credibility for your site and increases your SEO visibility there. Again, regular updates, making sure that you're constantly adding new content. So search engines do tend to favor those that are frequently updated. And just keeping with some of the technical issues with your website and making sure it's technically sound. You want to have a really clean URL structure and an XML sitemap, and making sure that you have the secure encryption on your website, making it secure for people to visit. So you can run SEO checks on your website. There are free tools out there that you can do that maybe will pinpoint some areas where you're weak and some things that you can improve on. Some of those are very, very easy fixes. Some of them are very technical, and you can research them and try to do them, but you might be limited as far as your knowledge, but you can certainly try. And I think trying is better than not trying at all. So again, this is something that I drove into during COVID because I had extra time and everything had become online. And so suddenly I needed to figure out how to generate traffic to my website. And so I definitely jumped into learning about SEO and websites and online content. So definitely something that you'll want to research, but I think an author website is needed. So happy building.